Last week we did kitchen mods, and this week we are going to do bathroom mods. I have had rigs my whole life, and this is the first time that I have a bathroom that I can actually use, and it has been great. I love to be able to use the bathroom. In all my previous rigs, there wasn't enough space to actually use the bathroom as a bathroom, so usually they were used as storage. And the Winnebago Ekko has enough space that I have been able to use the bathroom as an actual bathroom. And I don't know if you guys have seen Pooping in the Desert, that features Susie talking about pooping in the desert. She still hasn't used it, but I am trying to get her to use it. And make sure to watch that video because it's pretty cute and funny. But this bathroom is great. The design of the swinging wall is very clever and works extremely well. And in this video, I will be talking about the mods that I have made, but also I will be talking about items that will make this bathroom even more functional. And I will also be talking about using this bathroom when you're living off the grid like we are for extended times. The video was initially filmed just like the modifications of the kitchen in Big Betsy, and literally it was the last time that I saw Big Betsy. I decided to film the video, and she was stored in a facility at Mercedes, and I decided to still use this video because I'm a little nostalgic. I put a lot of time and love into that rig. And I will be mixing things up between now and then to see. I have made some changes, so you guys will see some of the changes that I've made. So will be just a little mixtures of videos from Big Betsy and Mighty Rosie. And to make things more confusing, I'm using the same shirt, same glasses, just my shirt is a little dirtier, being in Baja. In this video, we will be talking about bathroom mods, and we are going to do the jam test. The first mod that I made is I removed the door, which it's absolutely awesome. We love not having the door. You know, we can walk in and out without closing the doors. We have all our dogs. Our dogs are always on the ground in front of the door. We're always on the ground in front of the door. So that was the first mod that we did, and absolutely love not having a door. And then let's go inside and see what I've got going on inside. So let's start with that, the curtain and the curtain bar. We ended up taking the curtains out and just using the one that came with the Spreco. We do like the simplicity of just having this curtain, but for the ones who like a little more privacy, it's extremely easy to put a bar here. We still kept all the clips, which now I realize that was the noise that I was hearing. But it's super easy to put a curtain here and have just a little bit more privacy when you are doing your secret things in the bathroom. Here are my nets. Jason at Echo Nesters called me the netty guy. I have been called nutty guy before, but netty is first. But again, like in many of my mods, I use nets. And what I have changed on Mighty Rosie from Big Betsy is that I have added these framed nets that just keep things tighter and are just better for like holding stuff. And unfortunately, I made the mistake of using these again, thinking that because they're smaller, they don't stretch as much. But this is the problem with these nets. They stretch and then they just stay stretched. And so I am probably gonna actually remove these and go back to the nets that I use for the produce, if you have seen the kitchen mod video. Down below here is a mod I really love. It's this hook that I modified with a heat gun so that I could slightly bend it to follow the shape of the toilet. And initially I had used double stick tape to put it up there. However, it was not holding with the pressure of the bungee cord, so I added a rivet. But back here I keep all of my products, and I use alcohol, peroxide, white vinegar, and oh my goodness, gotta get back here, easier to get them from here. The toilet, the black tank, what are these guys called? Deodorizer. And bleach. And lastly, but not least, is baking soda. And I use all these products for everything in the camper. If it's washing dishes or washing countertops, and I use all of these products in different combinations to create cleaning solutions. And I will have a video just on this because it is quite involved. But this is basically everything that I keep in the camper, and it all goes back there, which is great because it is a lot of stuff. The next thing that I've added to the bathroom is these hanging devices. And I love having a place where I can hang things, especially small items like underwear or socks. And it's super convenient to have this here if you need to hang something inside. And I do have a whole video on a setup that I have for hanging things outside, which is what we mostly use. And for you guys who are into hanging things, make sure to check out that video. But that's the hanging space that comes in extremely handy. And then let's move over to this side here and talk about the mighty broom. It is the easiest way to clean this camper is with a broom. And so we do the big sweeps with the broom, and then we come back with a vacuum cleaner. But it's always good to get the big stuff with the broom first. And so I've added these hooks, and if you do make this addition, is make sure that it clears the door when you open it. And with Big Betsy, I had the broom right here, so a little bit over to the side, and then I have a hook here for a towel, which is not here, and it should be here. Let me go get the towel really quickly because you guys can see. So I like having a hook for the towel here, and I like keeping it away from the broom as much as possible, which right now it's not happening very well. But I like to keep a little distance. I have another hook here for things like feet wipes and my rag for cleaning the bathroom, so that one stays there. And actually with this towel, now that I'm looking at it, I usually hang it halfway up there so it doesn't hang as low and it doesn't get into the way of the dirty stuff. So this is this side of the bathroom. One little tip that I want to give you guys that I've learned unfortunately too late is if you want to keep this curtain clean, you want to make a little knot or a little overhang here when you are storing the curtain, so that this thing doesn't drag and dirty feet don't get it dirty. And the other tip that I want to give you, after you shower, make sure that you lift this bamboo thing up to let it dry underneath. Otherwise you get mold. And in Big Betsy, I had mold here that wouldn't come off. And then the reason why I have this yellow towel back there is my towel where I kind of dry this off. And that way you can put this back down and you don't get mold growing in underneath that. And the other thing that I recommend is putting a cap like this one, because stuff will always fall inside there. Let's talk about the sink. I love using this bidet. I learned this from the Fit RVers. Having a clean butt when you're camping is a real nice luxury. So I have been using this quite a bit. And I was testing out having the toothbrush here, and I will add a second one there for Susie. It's been working out great. I love not to have to like have a toothbrush in there that is rattling around into that very small cabinet that Winnebago gave us. And talking about the cabinet, I left it completely open, and I would love to get suggestions from you guys on how to utilize this space better. Right now I just have this bag here, but it is not a great use of space up there. So any advice would be very much appreciated. I will be removing this toilet scrubber because I have a much better solution, and that's where the jam comes into place. But I'm going to leave that to the end. I'm going to keep showing all the mods. The other thing that I really love is this little device here. This is a way of keeping the door from closing, and we're going to do this right away while you guys are here. I need to take these lines down. By the way, if you buy these items, find some that actually work well, unlike this one here, which is a real pain in the butt. So that's the problem with Amazon. You'll find, I have one at my house that is incredible. Actually, two at my house that are amazing, and this one guy here is a real pain. So get good ones if you do this mod. And but let's get to the door and see how that works. So you've got your door here, you close it, and then you go past this little item here, which I'll put on the description, and there we go. Before, if you guys have done this like I have, you have the snap, and the snap is, God, man, it was so hard to use, and the door wants to go open, and really did not like the snap. So very nice addition. And now, what else is here to show you guys? Let's see, my face, I guess. Oh, why did it flip? Okay, so I am back to my face, and I am pretty sure that I have showed everything but my little poop trick. And so we'll go and get some poop going, so stay tuned. Before we go into the poop talk, I want to go back to Mighty Rosie and talk about how we've been using this bathroom, which is a little bit different than how we used it with Big Betsy. But you'll need this item, and you'll see how this item works. But this is a sprayer, and it is extremely useful, not just for the toilet, but for a lot of stuff like rinsing gear and cleaning my fishing reels and washing windows. Just a lot. I use this for a lot of stuff. And for the toilet, we'll see how it works, but you need one with a plastic nozzle like this one, because you need a jet like that. Let's see, like that. You don't want it to spray like a mist. But we'll show later how this works. We are camped for months at a time in very remote places where disposing of the toilet is a true chore. I have to take my ATV, I have to drive in the middle of the desert, I gotta dig a big hole, I gotta dump it, I have no water to do all of this, so you guys know how disgusting it is to do that work. So we try to empty, or I have little water, let's say, no water. You guys know how difficult it is to empty them even in ideal conditions. So we try not to have to empty this thing as much. And what we do for that is we use containers for number one. So number one goes in here, and even Susie does number one in her own container with her own little special she funnel. So we don't fill this with any number one, otherwise we would be riding that ATV and digging holes every other day, and that's definitely not what we want to do. And then the other thing that I do for number two is everything goes, all the toilet paper goes in here. And the reason why all the toilet paper goes in here is because it makes a lot easier to dispose in the desert, because you are not leaving trace. If a coyote digs up what you have buried or whatever, at least you don't have toilet paper and you're not creating something that somebody might not want to find. And but where we are, it's very unlikely that anybody would find anything anyways. But just in case you are disposing off the grid, it's good not to have toilet paper in there because it makes it easier. And also for winter conditions, I winterize my rig, and this allows me to use the toilet and flush it without using the actual flusher in the toilet. So let's go and now play with poop. Like a cocktail. Here we are, we're ready to get this poop smeared everywhere in the toilet. Oh yeah, there we go. That's kind of disgusting. Here we go, we got, this is what you would normally do, and kind of smear it off like this, and then here you are, you're putting this back into your thing, being extremely gross. So let's go check out how the sprayer works. Look at how that poop just goes away. And done. Obviously you want to have this open, but let me turn back to me. That is my little trick on how to clean the toilet using very little water, because you can really focus where you clean, and you will never have jam in your toilet ever again with one of those sprayers. One more tip for the shy ones: always have a clip back in here, and when you want your privacy, you take this and you close it just like this, and you can do all your secret things.